Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Public Works Committee meeting, Tuesday, October 20th, 2020 at 2:34 p.m. Present is Councilman David Banks, myself, Bonnie Katz. We have also John Markley and the other gentleman, John, who is with you.
Dennis Norman.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi.
Janice Frank and Chris Cooley. And we may be having Vince, let me see here if he's going to be coming. Okay, he's not, he's still in his meeting. All right, so we're going to get started here. The first thing on the agenda is Max Moore. Max Moore will be at our next committee meeting. He can't make it today. So the next thing on the agenda is a resolution to approve the installation of the Central Pennsylvania Gold Star Family Memorial Monument at the Lycoming County Veterans Memorial Park. This has been, this monument is absolutely gorgeous. And the Veterans Memorial Committee has been absolutely incredible of what they have brought to our city as far as what goes into the park itself. John Markley, I'm going to let you discuss this because you're so passionate about this. The pictures were incredible. Do we have any pictures to show, or are we going to wait till Thursday, Chris?
I do not have pictures.
Okay, will we be able to have anything for Thursday at all?
Yep, if they're provided, I can certainly show them.
Okay, fantastic. All right, John, you're on mute, so take it off mute.
Dennis is going to try to hold it up to your camera there to see if you can see it. No, I guess not.
Not yet. Oh.
No, that's okay.
What's that?
The cameras are on the wall.
Oh, okay.
You can back up a little bit. And then it's focusing on John, so cover John up a little bit.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that's just the front side.
The backside is gorgeous. The backside of it is absolutely gorgeous.
I'd like to get started. A couple months ago, I received a phone call about a Gold Star monument. We've been talking about a Gold Star sign, and what Gold Star represents is the service members, family members that have lost a service member on active duty, and they became a Gold Star family. And there's also a Blue Star family, which means you have a soldier or a family member on active duty. A Gold Star is when you lose someone on active duty, like Howard's family did. Lance Corporal Howard that we have on our monument up there at Veterans Memorial Park right now. We have a lot of Gold Star families in Williamsport, believe it or not. And so I received a phone call, and then a couple weeks later, I received a phone call from Dennis. Dennis is a retired Lieutenant Colonel Marine Corps, and he's also a semi-retired engineer. I've already asked him to be on my committee, and he said no, he has enough to do. So I will turn it over to Dennis and let him explain to you the details and the funding of the Gold Star Family Monument. Dennis?
Okay, I know I don't look much like a Marine with my beard, but I've been retired for 27 years, so that's what happens. But I had the pleasure of going to Virginia, Lovettsville, Virginia, and see the unveiling of a Gold Star Family Memorial down there on the 11th of September. This program was started by a gentleman by the name of Herschel Woody Williams, and I had an opportunity to meet Herschel Woody Williams. And he built the first one in his hometown, and his grandson said, we need one in every state in this country. The second one was placed in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, and there's another one at the Delaware Water Gap in Pennsylvania. But down at Lovettsville, Virginia, I had two families with me, the Feast family and the Howard family, Bart and Connie Howard. Bart and Connie's son Abe was killed in Afghanistan, and they are a Gold Star family. Herschel Woody Williams was there present, He spoke at the opening ceremony or the unveiling, and I hope he will here in Williamsport as well. Herschel Woody Williams is a Chief Warrant Officer for United States Marine Corps retired. He is a Medal of Honor recipient. He is the only living Medal of Honor recipient from World War II. He received his Medal of Honor because of his actions on Iwo Jima as a flamethrower operator. And I will tell you, at age 97, he's the sharpest mind I've seen in a long time. A really interesting individual. So his foundation helps communities put in these Gold Star family memorials. They're all basically the same. The front of them is exactly the same with a gold star and the things that it says. They're made out of black granite. And the backside, we have some options. We'll select different pictures that commemorate some of the things that went on. And so we have all the design plans for the foundation and the concrete that it sits on. And we were looking for a place to put it. While we were in Virginia, we said we need one in Pennsylvania. We need one in Central Pennsylvania, and the best places like Cumming County Veterans Park. And that's why we got a hold of the committee. And they've been fantastic, by the way. And I apologize, being someone who lives on the other side of Jersey Shore. I don't go to that park as often as I should. And I'm just amazed at what a tremendous job that has been done up there. So we have taken the plans using CAD. I did the layout of the park up there. We're able to make sure that we'll fit in there nicely in a spot right next to the A6 intruder. Everything will work out just fine. So the question of what's it going to take to get this thing in there? So we're a committee of 5 at this point. The two Feasts,
Howard?
Ken and Tammy Feast, and then Barton, Connie Howard, and myself. We are raising money currently. We raise money for the monument through the Herschel Woody Williams Foundation. Stuff is sent directly to them. They're a nonprofit. And at this point, our budget is $75,000, but that includes any site prep and concrete materials and that kind of stuff. We think, as far as the monument is concerned, our obligation is going to be right around $52,000. I can tell you that I've already talked to some, but with my connections in the construction industry as a civil site engineer, I'm pretty sure we can get the site work, site prep, concrete, and concrete finishing donated to us by professionals. We just started fundraising just 2 weeks ago, and I think we're probably just a little bit shy of $20,000 right now. But for 2 weeks effort, I think we're coming a long ways. You'll start to see it as long as we get the approval here. You'll start to see it show up in the newspapers here shortly, and the word will start to get out. I'm sorry for so what that picture looked like I put up or held in front of the camera, but that's our flyer that's going to be going out. We've already contacted a couple of businesses, and I don't think we're going to have a problem raising the $52,000. We required to raise $25,000 before they will order the monument, and there's a backlog of 4 months for them. Our goal is to unveil this monument on the last Sunday of September, which is Gold Star Families Day, and nationally celebrated. That's our goal at the end of September of next year. I know that's ambitious, but I'm pretty sure we can get there. I don't believe, to be honest with you, that raising the money to put this thing in is going to be much of an issue. So we talked with the committee meeting. Once it's there, and it's done, and it belongs to the city. It's city property. We are going to work with the Veterans Committee on a special brick program just for Gold Star families near our monument, and have that money sent directly to the Veterans Committee to help them with some of the costs like mowing grass and those kind of things. In addition, once our goal is reached for the monument, we are going to turn our attention to doing some effort with our contacts to get more donations into the Lycoming County Veterans Park, so that you get an influx of money to take care of long-term things like mowing grass and that kind of stuff. So I know I talk a lot. I've been accused of talking too much, so I'll be quiet now and glad to answer any questions you might have.
Before we go any further with questions, I think, John, everybody should know the A6 is going to be coming to the park on Wednesday October 28th. The trip was going to start at 9 p.m. at night and continue on until 3 a.m. in the morning. And you said that the monument itself is going to be next to the A6?
Correct.
Yes.
That's going to look incredible, absolutely incredible.
Just as you drive into the park, it'll be on your right-hand side. You'll see that monument first, then you're going to see the A6, then the tank, the global war on conflict, and then Korea, Vietnam, right on down to the torpedo again.
Incredible. Dave, any questions?
None here. It sounds great. You answered all my questions. And if you thought you were being verbose, you have to remember you're amongst politicians. So we all have something to say. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the hard work, and it's a great asset to the city.
Well, I got to tell you, when you get an engineer, because look at John Grado, I mean, they just don't know when to stop talking. And he does know John Grado, so.
Know John very well. I used to, as I like to call it, after I retired from the Marine Corps, I worked for lots of dumb guys. A lot of people call them LDG, Larson Design Group, but I was the site manager, site department manager for Larson Design Group until 2006. And yeah, I knew John quite well. I actually worked on the Lycoming County comprehensive plan and a lot of different things, and did a few city projects, but I'm trying to retire at age 70. There's other things I want to do in my life. So.
Oh, we never retire. Come on. There's too much to do.
Bonnie, is what I'll do. I'll take some of these flyers that he has here. I'll drop them off at your store.
Gotcha.
So you can have some way to get it to all your members and council. They'll have that in front of them.
Well, that won't happen because it's all Zoom, and the packets have already been delivered.
Oh,
okay. What you can do is maybe they can be scanned in, and Janice can,
I will. I can. If I can get your. Let me see if I got a pen somewhere. If I can have your email address, I will email you a PDF.
Well, I'll have it sent to Janice, because she will then get it to everybody on council.
Okay.
And the mayor and the administration. I'd rather go that way. Janice?
Okay, good.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can he send it Word document?
No, it's not a Word document. It's a PDF. You just click on it and it opens. Almost every computer.
Okay. It's not. I'm not changing the resolution, though, right?
No.
You're just
you're
sending a postcard.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Let me grab a pen.
I have her email address. I'll give it.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
good.
Yeah, John has a good relationship with Janice. Any more questions at all, Dave? I just want to say thank the Veterans Memorial Committee for everything that you've done. Like we said, this park is going to be one of the best, not only in the state, but the country by the time this is all said and done. And who would have ever thought in a small county of Lycoming that we would have such an incredible Veterans Memorial Park. We've got to promote this as much as we can from the standpoint of, so people can appreciate what's been done in the past. Let's face it, we learn from the past, and this park shows us our past and what our freedoms stand for at this point from everything that's in that park. And John, I want to thank you so much, because you put your heart and soul into this for how many years, and thank you so much. Dave, I'll take a motion to approve
I move to send this on to the full body of council with a positive recommendation.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. John, we'll see you on Thursday. Dennis will see you too. And Chris will work with you to make sure that we have some pictures that can go up so the public can see this, okay? Chris, is that okay with you? Chris.
My space bar is not working. Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right, terrific. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Okay, talk to you later.
Yep, bye-bye.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is resolution authorizing the purchase of a 2020 ODB 25 CU YD truck mounted debris collector. Adam Winder, you are up.
Oh,
God bless you.
thank you.
This is a resolution to approve the purchase of a 2020 ODB 25 cubic yard truck mounted debris collector on a 2020 Freightliner M2106 chassis. It is a glorified vacuum for leaves. It is going to be purchased through or from Stevenson Equipment. Stevenson Equipment is CoStar's. It is utilizing the DEP Recycling Development and Implementation Grant under Section 902 Municipal Waste Planning. We applied for this grant in 2019. We were approved February of 2020. We have found out now that the funding is there. This does require 10% cash or 10% match, which we are doing through in-kind services at the brush pile gate. The streets and parks employees are installing conduit, electrical, fiber for communication to install a card read system at the brush pile gate. I'll answer any questions you may have.
Dave, do you have any questions?
Just the one, could you explain a little bit more detail, Adam, that last portion, the city's portion of funding? I had seen that in the memo. It said it we mentioned in-kind work. How does
Yes.
that work? How does that work financially?
So basically, for in-kind service, all the hours that the streets and parks employees put in with trenching and running conduit, running the wire, etc., we have to do that as billable hours and show essentially an invoice we have to submit to DEP showing that we, as the city, essentially paid up to at least $31,129 in wages, benefits, etc. Use of equipment. For instance, the mini excavator, that's $45 an hour. Dump trucks are $35 an hour. So we just have to basically show DEP what the overall cost of the manpower, the equipment, etc. was.
Okay,
And
so
that
it
covers
was
our service.
in-kind work for DEP.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, I see.
Because you could do the cash match or the in-kind, either way on this grant.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have any questions since we went through this in finance. If there's no other questions, Dave, I'll take a motion.
Yeah. Move to send it on to the full body of council with positive recommendation.
Second, all those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Next thing on the agenda is resolution authorizing the purchase of a 12-inch disc style brush bandit.
This is going to be utilizing the same grant. This is a chipper for our hazardous tree program. Last year, the forester took down roughly 100 to 120 trees through the hazardous tree program. We are trading in the current chipper we have, which is a 1997 model 250. It does have 2,265 hours on it. It is still in working condition, but it is worn. They're willing to give us a $5,000 trade-in value on it. This is also being purchased from Stevenson Equipment under the state contract pricing. It's going to be a valuable tool for our city forester. Unfortunately, the hazardous tree program keeps growing instead of decreasing, so the need is definitely substantial there.
Any questions, Dave?
Not really. Actually, this is kind of a follow-up on my last question. The work that's done for DEP, is that like some sort of credit, like for us having work done at the brush pile gate? Is that something that we get a credit as a city for having that resource?
Yes. So with the leaf truck, for example, that actually helps us with our MS4. We have to report how many loads of leaves we pick up a year. So at this point, with the purchase of this one, that'll put us at 3 leaf trucks.
Supervisor Park 1, Supervisor Park
Sorry.
1.
3 single man operation leaf trucks versus the pull behind, which requires 4 individuals. You definitely don't get as much leaves in a bed of a truck with the pull behind as you do with a 25 cubic yard machine. It'll definitely make it a lot easier for us to track the amount of loads we haul, because right now, you have to guess on how many cubic yards and how many loads they really picked up with the pull behind, etc. So it'll definitely give us credits towards our MS4. Plus, we get credits for recycling.
Dave, with
Right.
some of our funding, we are permitted to use in kind as a match instead of cash, which, like Streets and Parks has been a savior in a lot of different areas. With community development, we've been able to use in kind with some of the community development funding. So, which we kind of like. It doesn't, we're using our own manpower. So, yeah, we've done this in so many different areas.
No, it's great. I was just not clear on how the system worked for how that's applied. The in-kind work is applied to the grant. So that was,
It's
thank
the-
you for.
You have to have
billable hours.
accurate records.
Yeah, it's the billable hours out there at the brush pile. The nice thing is with this, it's in-kind service for the overall amount versus each item. So that's how we're able to do everything right at the brush pile gate. We're doing in-kind service for the overall 311,000 versus the 200,000, the 46,000. The other nice thing is we're able to move, like for instance, the leaf truck came in a little less than what we had budgeted for. The chipper came in a little bit higher than what we had budgeted for. So we're able to move that money to the item that we needed on.
It's great after the fact that you can do that.
Adam, how is it going with the recycling?
The recycling center across the creek for plastic and cardboard and stuff.
Yeah. Are we having any
Um,
problems there at all?
We've had the police prosecute 4 people so far.
Okay.
We've installed 3 additional cameras. And with the, I guess I should touch on this too. With the brush pile, we're going to install 4 additional cameras there too, because with the card read system, it now makes it so you can have access any time of the day, and we don't have that individual there monitoring what you're dumping anymore.
That's not up and running yet, is it?
No, we're waiting for the contractor that we're purchasing the equipment from to get us a date on when the equipment will be delivered.
So by next spring, this should be up and running then.
By the end of the year, it'll be up and running.
Okay. Fantastic. And we're gonna have to do a lot of press on that so people will know that they're gonna have to get their cards and everything else.
Yep.
Fantastic. Anything else, Dave?
No, I'll be a broken record and move to forward this on to the full body of council with a positive recommendation.
I second that. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Thank you.
The last thing on the agenda is any related items. Does anybody here have anything to add to anything today?
A couple of small things. We had started the whole process of rewriting the tree ordinance some time ago, and then we had scheduling conflicts between you and myself, and you, Councilwoman Katz, and myself, and the other members that had wanted to try to get involved in that. So I think we should start that conversation back up. Not that we don't have a lot on our plates, but it came to mind because Mr. Winter brought up the blighted tree program, and it's a great program, but we could do with some improvements to the tree ordinance. Additionally, I had told you I was going to do some mapping. I've done a little bit of engineering mapping on some intersections that they're somewhat problem intersections in the city. So when I get that together, Bonnie, I'll send it out to you and show you what I'm working on.
Okay.
Just areas that could be more pedestrian friendly.
Okay.
or a stop sign might help us out, or a crosswalk might help us out. I know, Adam, we're you getting line painting done next year? Is that the case?
We recently had line painting done throughout the city.
Okay. Well, when's the next line painting up?
It'll be probably the fall of next year.
Okay. I was just thinking, Bonnie, if we come up with areas where line painting would be beneficial for crosswalks, maybe that's something we could include in the contract. Would that work that way, Adam?
Now, the crosswalks would be plastic, and we do all that in-house.
Oh, okay.
It just has to meet the requirements for the legalized crosswalk.
Okay. Well, I know it's a much longer process than just slapping some paint on the ground, but
I mean, I could definitely share with you what PennDOT considers a legalized crosswalk, which is what we follow. I think it's publication 408 or 401, but I can definitely share it with you.
Okay, that'd be nice if you could send it along.
Yep.
But there's just some areas like Little League and Market. Kids coming from like coming college can't cross the road there. Places like that.
Mm-hmm.
Washington Boulevard and Market is a terrible intersection for pedestrians. So anyhow, that's just two small things there. I don't want to keep you guys any longer than you have to be.
That's okay. Now that you brought it up, does PennDOT do a lot of plastic with their lines?
So the markings within the city that are on PennDOT roads, most of them were required to do.
Okay. Okie dokie.
It's one of those touchy subjects. They can identify to us what we can and cannot do on the roadway, but they can also tell us what we are required to do on the roadway.
So on their roads, we're doing paint.
We're doing painting, line markings of crosswalks. The Market Street Bridge, when it gets shut down for the 4th of July every year, we do all of the crosswalks, onlys, arrows, stop bars.
It's a lot of work people don't realize and understand.
Yeah. There's a lot of work that Streets and Parks does that it just kind of gets ignored or overlooked.
All the nuances that run this city, the infrastructure is done by Streets and Parks. By the way, is there anybody, I know there's been a new, HR sent a new release out to look for a director for Streets and Parks. Anything new on that development?
Not that I'm aware of yet. I can definitely check with Joellen and see if she's got any applicants.
Because I'm sure you would appreciate it tremendously to have somebody in that area at this point.
I definitely would.
We've just been, one of the aspects we've just been lucky that we haven't had tremendously bad weather at all. That has been a saving grace. That's the only saving grace this year has brought us. So